Vince is a taxi company.
Is it?
Yes, people, welcome back to the EFL show on the First XI. I'm joined by Charlie. Aaron will be here at some point in the near future if I don't sack him already. But Charlie, how are we doing?
Yeah, mate, all good, all good. Bit frustrated after the weekend, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it. We've actually got a busy show today, so we're going to have to start straight away because we've got reviews to do of all the games of the weekend. Then we've got some previews to do because we've got midweek fixtures as well. It's certainly approaching that Christmas period now, where all shit just breaks loose, and it's an absolute shit show from start to finish. God knows what it's going to be like. So we'll get straight in. But big up to Captain Nat in the chat as well as Mustafa, loving to see it. But yeah, as I say, we've got to crack on because if we want to be done by the end of the show, we've got a lot to do. But we'll start with the reactions, and obviously we'll start as always with Sky Bet League One. And we'll start with Argyle, who suffered their first defeat since the first day of the season, a 16-game unbeaten run that has come to an end. And we were poor. There's no sugarcoating it. That there was nothing that I saw that was of any quality. It was a very unusual performance from the Green Army. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like Aaron would and say, oh, there was this, there was that. There was fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was a complete shambles from start to finish. It's going badly when Dan Scar's given the ball away, just willy nilly. It was a shambles from him in terms of keeping possession. And when you're trying to play out from the back and your centre backs can't even make passes to your midfield without putting the midfielder in a complete shit show, then shit's going to hit the fan quite quickly. And it did. To be fair, we didn't really deserve anything. We could, if it weren't for Macaulay Gillespie, we do get a draw. We get a point. We wouldn't have deserved it. Charlton were by far the better team. But that's the fine margins that you have to contend with. And Charlton, that they are definitely on good form. I said this in my preview on my channel, that Charlton were very much a banana skin. They are in good form. Johnny Jackson has done a fantastic job with Charlton, and that we must give them the utmost respect, and that we needed to field the strongest team possible. Macaulay Gillespie, in my opinion, is not in our strongest team, and I don't think John Garrick is either. I don't know why Ryan Lowe left Luke and Brendan out. I can only imagine that they got back from international duty late or what, because we played this team against Sheffield Wednesday, but no disrespect, Captain Nat, but fuck me, Sheffield Wednesday are a shit team. At the moment, Sheffield Wednesday are bloody shit. I mean, their manager is Darren Moore, and he's a fucking clueless at the moment. Whereas Charlton, on the other hand, a very good team. And it was just frustrating. The first goal was a complete joke from Macaulay Gillespie. I'm not sure what he was thinking in terms of in terms of when you're marking at a set piece, because I'm pretty sure we don't do zonal marking. Looking from how we've defended set pieces in the past, it's pretty much man to man. And yeah, basically, Macaulay Gillespie was to be marking Ben Purrington, obviously. And Dan Scar, I'm pretty sure, was marking the guy in front of him. The ball goes up. Obviously, it's towards the player that Dan Scar's marking. Dan Scar doesn't need fucking help from Gillespie. You don't, right? Dan Scar heads bricks for a living, for fuck's sake. Doesn't need no help from a fucking scrawny little shit like you, right? Do your fucking job and do it well. That's all I ask. And he's decided to jump up with the ball. Obviously, someone's got a touch to it. I can't remember who. And then it's landed to Ben Purrington, who's fucking unmarked because Gillespie has decided to act like a complete wanker. So I'm fuming with him. I'm absolutely fuming that. And to allow Ben Purrington, who's got 2 goals in the league, 1 goal in the trophy, that much space to have a shot on goal is pathetically shit. And fuming with Macaulay there. The second goal was a fucking joke from him as well. Decided to let Connor Washington have all the space in the world down that left-hand side. I know we were pushing forward for a goal. That doesn't mean the fucking 3 centre-backs are doing fuck all, right? You're not pushing forward. You let your wing-backs push forward and you track your men. If a man has got the space, track him. This is the basics of fucking defending, for fuck's sake. Basics. I'm not even talking anything that is too out there. It's not too difficult. We're talking about marking your man at a set piece and tracking a runner during the game. These are not difficult things. These are basic defensive capabilities. And they're 2 things that Macaulay Gillespie did not do at the weekend, which has unfortunately cost Argyle a point. I don't think we would have got the 3. I don't think we were ever going to score. You could have played that match for a long time and we wouldn't have scored. But I'm very frustrated with Macaulay, and it's not the first time. I've had doubts with him a few times. I do think Brendan is the better of the 2. The rest of them, Panucci again giving away the ball more times than I've had hot dinners, which was frustrating. And no joke, I said this on the reaction actually on my channel as well. And this is no joke. I know I've joked about he's shit and all that to play down it. He is far from Championship Premier League quality at the moment. Far from it, right? He's a very good player with extremely good potential. But there is still a lot of games where, look, his work rate will never be questioned. But his quality and his end product can be questioned a few times. He'll show moments at all. He'll have good games where he is brilliant. He's showing the moments of brilliance. There's also some games where his final ball and just everything that he's doing is poor. So he is a good player. He has got potential, but he's far from the Championship or top end Championship Premier League, because I'm seeing him linked with Burnley, and he's firstly wouldn't suit your playing style in the first place, and thirdly, he's not Premier League quality yet. Far from it. He's still got an error in him, and just a frustrating 90 minutes really. But we'll go again. And look, we've gone on an extremely good unbeaten run, 16 games. We need to dust ourselves down. We've got a great chance to beat Wickham, who are also in some pretty poor form. I know they beat Bolton and all that, but they're still in quite poor form. So we've just got to dust ourselves down, get back on the bike and go on another unbeaten one. But no, just frustrating. And that's pretty much my views. As I say, I'm not going to act like Aaron and say, but we had this and that was all right. That was no. At the end of the day, we lost 2-0 and I won't sugarcoat it. It was fucking abysmal. So yeah, not really happy about that. But as I say, we do move, and it's how we respond. Not setbacks are fine. We all have setbacks in football. As Captain Nat says here, it's how Plymouth respond to this. It's how the players galvanise. I do expect a couple of changes, but I'll talk more about that when we do a preview. But it's a bit of it's an annoying one, but to be frankly honest, Charlton, they deserved it, and big up to them. But Ben Purrington, I don't really like this, especially if you come for a youth academy. I don't like this whole celebrating against your former team. Have a little bit of respect, especially if you come for a youth academy. If you were bought and then sold, that I don't really care too much. But if you've come from the youth academy, I do have a bit of a problem with it. I do have a bit of a problem. So yeah, Ben Purrington just lacking a little bit of class, I feel so. But yeah, well, do you know what? Credit to him. But yeah, he's gone down in my estimations quite a bit. But what about you, Charlie? What do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but we all predicted wins, but it was gonna happen one game or another where you just have a poor performance. I know, like you said, and like Captain Nat said, it's about how you respond. But yeah, like you said, you said in your preview, and I thought if it was going to be any game that you would lose, it'd probably be this one. Just the fact that they've got everyone is behind. From what I've seen and what I've heard and whatever, apparently the home fans were amazing. There was way more as well. I've seen it. There are way more fans in there. Fair play.
They were giving away free tickets, so it wasn't just because they've won a few games. They were giving away free tickets. So I think it was three free tickets per person. So there was a shit ton of people there, but how many of them were paying, I couldn't tell you the number.
But yeah, fair play. If they're gonna, fair play for them even doing that. I don't know many clubs that give away free tickets to, but obviously they'd be happy. But yeah, like you said, you can't always win every game there, but there are setbacks and stuff like that. Fair play though to Charlton though. They've done so well since they got rid of. I think they've won every game there. Yeah. Hardly, I think they've got quite a few clean sheets now as well against and obviously, like you said, Ben Pure. I was going to bring it up before you brought it up, but I remember him as well. He come through the youth academy, and yeah, to celebrate. What can you say? I mean, he's got two goals in two as well. He scored the winner last week as well. But yeah,
it's not that he celebrated. Well, it is that he celebrated, but it's just have a little bit of class. Like as I say, if you were bought in. If let's say Ruben Reed did it, right? We bought Ruben Reed in, and actually Ruben's actually a poor example because I think he came through our youth academy as well. But if you're brought in right from an outside club, so let's say we buy someone from Bristol Rovers and then we sell them, and you come back and face us and celebrate, I have no problem with that. But if we've actually sort of we're the reason you're here. Right? And I don't want to sound rude or anything, but Plymouth Argyle is the reason why Ben Purrington's a footballer. Have a little bit of class, show a little bit of respect, especially considering that when he left, I think he left on good terms with us. So I think it's just have a little bit of class, and don't be a cunt. To be completely honest with you, because I just think that it shows a lot about a person. What you do in situations like that, and you see a lot of people, especially if they come through your youth academy, show a bit of respect, and I just think he lacked a lot of that on Saturday. Yeah, just to say,
yeah.
But yeah, moving on. Aaron says, "I'm sure Argyle will bounce back from this." Yeah, I mean, Aaron he's popped into a few of my videos trying to rattle me on it, so. I mean, I don't know how Aaron's trying to rattle people who are top of the league when he's sitting 23rd in League One, but I mean, crack on, mate. I think you've got bigger problems to solve yourself, like, avoiding getting fucking relegated. But yeah, moving on to Doncaster, actually, they got a 0-0 draw at the Keepmoat against Lincoln City. Doncaster, I think we both are quite clear in what we think about Doncaster and where we think they're going to end up. I do think they're going to be relegated. I make no hiding of that. But a draw, Lincoln have had a really shit season compared to where they were last season.
Yeah.
But good point for Donny, I guess. I mean,
I don't. Me personally, I don't think it's good for either team. People, if you're, I haven't watched Aaron. If he done a reaction yet, I'll have to watch it. But if he said, "Oh yeah, it's a good point," we kept a clean sheet. It's not, because Lincoln are crap as well. And I predicted. I don't know if I remember in my own channel when I done the League One predictions, I predicted him not to do well because a lot of the players, good players he had last season, were on loan. Brennan Johnson, Rogers. But I think it's bad for both teams. I mean, people, might say, "Oh yeah, we kept a clean sheet," but it's not. You need to be winning. The gaps sort of, the gaps are opening up, and you can't. You need to try and win games. Like 0-0 is not good for any of these teams. I don't care what Aaron says. It's
Well,
not.
especially when Crewe and Doncaster have got the worst goal difference in the league. Doncaster
And
minus
Crewe actually
18.
won, didn't they, on the weekend?
Yeah,
They actually
well,
beat Gillingham. Gillingham are in deep crap as well, but yeah.
Well, Doncaster on minus 18, Crewe on minus 17. So you've got the worst goal difference in the league.
Now.
I don't know how
it's
you
not
don't
good.
already. I don't know how you don't already know that, but I think the gap is now 4 points between Doncaster and safety. You can talk about this whole game in hand bullshit. I think that's just complete bullshit because you're not going to win it anyway. But
I'm not going to take the game in hand.
Doncaster,
we're still in trouble.
Well, no, but that's bullshit because you've always said, "Oh, but we've got a game in hand." So don't give me that crap either.
Yeah, too fair you have, and you always said, "Oh yeah, we got a game in hand," but
we've got a game in hand, but we haven't got a great record.
Yeah, but you mention it in the past. We've got a game in hand. We've got a game in hand. We got a game in hand. We got a game in hand. So don't give me that bullshit. So yeah, no, Doncaster.
How was that the game? Can I share my thoughts?
Well, you can. I was just giving my thoughts because I was able to get here on time. So,
Look, what I will say from this game is Lincoln in the first half had quite a bit of chances. In the second half, we had chance after chance after chance. The main problem is we can't finish. We can't score in a brothel. That's our problem. We can't finish our chances. And if any game this season highlighted what we need in January, it's this one. We need a striker or two. We need a striker. Will we go and act on that? Well, look at the summer. We failed on Will Grigg. He chose Rotherham. We failed on Aidan O'Brien. Sunderland fucked up the paperwork. We've struggled getting strikers this season on time. We got Joe Dadu a couple of days after the window finished. We need two strikers. Do I trust we'll do that? I don't know on past record. We also need other positions, but that's another story. Overall, we missed our chances. Lincoln missed their chances. It was two inconsistent, well, not even inconsistent, two poor teams this season in terms of the records, just not being able to finish their chances. And we just move on now to tomorrow. Bolton have got a tail full of injuries. And let's see if we can get something out of them.
Nat says evening, Aaron. Leroy England says keep the faith. Funny how
Aaron comes in. I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes.
Doncaster right time. Few teams in relegation zone need strikers. Well,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I told, like, me and you both told Aaron, and everyone knows it. And we told him a few weeks ago, like,
Donny can have
all teams need strikers, no matter what.
Yeah.
Maybe Plymouth are the one, especially when you've got Ennis.
To be fair, Agard is only on a short term deal. And I don't really know. I don't know what's happening with Niall Ennis. He may come back before 2050. I don't know with our fucking injuries. Like, I'm still waiting for James Bolton's fucking debut, mate. So with our goal with injuries, time frames are they're fucking massive, mate. I'd never know.
Yeah.
So we could be in for a striker in January as well.
Exactly, and like pretty much every team, whether it's they need a backup striker or just a striker to sit on the bench or whatever.
Yeah.
And we both told Aaron this anyway. Mm-hmm. Aaron's saying, "Oh yeah, we need quite a few players and positions in January." When you're like second bottom of the league, you're just gonna get scraps. So
I completely agree with you. It's always going to be tough because if a team like Plymouth goes in for a player that is linked with Donny, I know where that player's going. He's going to go near the top of the table than the team that's getting relegated. So it's a very difficult situation. And for me, Doncaster, if you can't beat Lincoln, these are the important.
And Crewe,
games,
they couldn't even beat Crewe either.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got that as well.
0-0.
These are the important games, aren't they? These are games that you have to win because they're the teams that are near you. If you can't do that, you sure as hell getting relegated.
Exactly.
In my opinion. So, Chris says Carlisle, Scunthorpe are in relegation zone in the League Two need strikers. Well, if you're in the relegation zone, clearly something ain't working. Normally, it's scoring goals. But let's move on to Accrington. Both these teams are owned by Plymouth Argyle, so it's always good to see both of them scoring. I think Argyle need to sort out the defence of both these teams after our new ownership of both of them. Sheffield Wednesday, definitely, because, we definitely own your ass now. But in terms of being serious, goals from Lewis Mansell and Joel Mbongo for Accrington, and the goals for Wednesday was Dunkley, Corbenu, and Canberry. Wednesday started really quickly, mind you. It was a very fast-paced start. It was 3-1. It was 3-1 after fucking 33 minutes. But 3 quick goals. 13th, 20th, and 22nd minute is when Wednesday scored. Accrington did get a goal back through Mansell, and then Mbongo sort of probably made Sheffield Wednesday sweat a bit. But a good 3 points for Wednesday, you have to say. And they actually put some 7th. So they're closing that gap between them and Sunderland, although it should be pointed out Sunderland do have 2 games in hand. It's different when you're at the top if you've got a game in hand, because normally if you're near the top of the league, you're winning your games. So in theory, a game in hand is quite good, but not the be-all and end-all in League One, as we both know. But what do you make of Sheffield Wednesday? Obviously 3 points and just closing that gap a little bit, even if teams do have games in hand.
Yeah, I mean, fair play, really good win. It's annoying though. If their defense was better, I'd have had 3 points. I was good about that. But Nat, it's like Captain Nat said. Like when you only play well for 30 minutes and you win a game, then fair enough. But it will catch up. They haven't really, apart from what I can remember, apart from Sunderland that stands out where they battered Sunderland at home, they haven't really had a game where they've performed for 90 minutes. Still a good win. But, to concede 2 against Accrington, who I remember as well, because they got one striker suspended, Bishop, and their other, what's it? I can't remember his name now. They got a blonde striker, Colby Bishop, who's suspended, and they've got another one, Dion Charles, who was amazing last season. I didn't realise that Dion Charles, basically, Coleman's making him train with the academy or whatever, because he basically wanted a move in the summer, and he basically obviously didn't get one, and he don't want to play, which is awful considering how well he done last season. But it's a good win, but they need more, to perform for longer, of course, and not just play for half an hour like Captain Nat said.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's about respect, I find, and I know football seems to lack that respect. But I do think that if you haven't got a move, the thing you should always do, and that is work hard, and it will come. That's just my personal opinion. Also, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. Accrington standing a few weeks ago were like 7th. I swear they're now 17th. Accrington do this. They fluctuate between in the league all season, but they're never getting relegated. Well, not this season, and certainly not in recent. And they'll be mid-table. They'll be they'll be slap bang 13th, 14th, something around.
And that's
that.
amazing
That
for
Accrington.
Stanley. That is amazing.
Yeah,
really.
And look, Accrington know where they sit. They know where they know where they are. They know where they are as a club. So, do you know what? Credit to them. They work hard. They never get sort of dragged into any trouble. And I have a huge amount of respect for Accrington and John Coleman. I like the club.
Me too.
I think they do well. They're punching way above their weight. They're punching way above it. So, yeah, look, Accrington, they'll be fine. Accrington always are. I found it quite funny that we sang Charlton Get Battered Everywhere They Go when it was 0-0. To be fair, I did sing that chant, but I thought I would join in with the fans. Well, don't be a dick. If you and Liam, I speak directly to you. Well, no, if you watch my review and you hear me when I talk about you absolute donkeys and melts that were singing that before kickoff, if you were one of them, listen to exactly what I said. That is directed at all of you, not just you, but all of you. Right?
Why would they do
like,
that though? Like Charlton have been on great form as well.
Charlie, they do that because they're a bunch of fucking idiots sometimes. They don't there's a part of their brain that doesn't get engaged, or they just looked at the league table and didn't have a flying about recent form, or they didn't watch my preview where I literally broke down their recent form and explained why right now I wasn't too confident and broke down why their new manager seems to be doing pretty fucking well. So it's certainly one of those. Liam loving it. Needed this game to break the draw run. Absolutely. Can I time out Kenny? No, because he reps Greenwood. I agree with that. But moving on. And then next game is Sunderland versus Ipswich. Sunderland getting a crucial win. Obviously, have been on pretty dire form before this. Ipswich couldn't really do much, but it did take them 85 minutes to break down Ipswich. And then obviously the penalty from Aidan McGeady to get all 3 points for Sunderland. But Lee Johnson, I know he's got the win, but boy, oh boy, it's not as convincing as Sunderland fans may think, because yes, I know you got games in hand, but this is Sunderland, and winning those games in hand is a completely different kettle of fish, especially of Lee Johnson, who absolutely bottles it everywhere.
He's a serial bottler, Lee Johnson.
But I do think, if they are not near the top by game week 28, I don't know if the pressure might mount, because they've spent a bit of money. They've got a bloody good squad, and when teams like MK Dons, Wickham and Argyle are above you, and you're a Sunderland fan, you're looking at that going, are you fucking joking? But Charlie, but we can't be too negative about Sunderland, because they did get the win. And also, Liam, I have sang that chant when we're fucking winning. When we're actually winning by like 2 or 3 goals, then I've sung the chant of they get battered everywhere they go. Not before kickoff, and not when it's fucking 0-0. Just basics. But also, Captain Nat says, I love the one where Plymouth said, we're chanting to us, you're no better than San Marino. Actually, no, I think it was San Marino better than you.
Yeah.
Which was quite amusing. But Charlie, talk me through this one.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you never know what you're going to get with Sunderland, especially after, obviously I predicted Ipswich to win, but Ipswich, have been, apparently, they had really good spells, but they couldn't score or finish the game off. Apparently, Sunderland
Charlie, is it not fair to say you just don't know what you get with either of these teams?
Well, yeah,
one minute they could fucking win, next minute they're drawing, next minute they're gonna fucking lose. I mean, these two, talk about inconsistent teams and not knowing what you're gonna get. These two symbolize it, I feel.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, good win for Sunderland, but will they keep consistent? I don't know. I still don't think they'll go up. I think Sunderland fans still haven't got in their head that they're in League One for a reason. Their squad isn't amazing. It's okay. They've got some good players in there. Still trying to rely on McGeady, who's 35, and but their squad's good, but it's not. Some Sunderland fans seem to make out that their squad's amazing. It's not amazing. It's got some good League One players in. Players like Corey Evans, they don't just drop out of the Championship after 8 or 10 years for a reason. There is a reason why players go to League One. But they got a good win. But we'll see what happens with them.
Yeah, I guess. Aaron, anything to add on this?
Well, firstly, I just want everyone at the EFL show to pay tribute to the Sunderland fan, Graham. I think he was a wonderful, wonderful fan, and I just want to pay tribute to him right now. And that win was for Graham. I've got to say it, that win was for Graham. The Sunderland team turned up. They did well. Do I trust that Sunderland will go on a long run, consistent-wise? Probably not. Lee Johnson's a serial bottler like Richard Hillman's a serial killer on Coronation Street. But I think Sunderland, it's a good 3 points, and just move on. Just move on. Ipswich will try and get back onto it, but you never know. They could batter someone 6-0 next week and then get battered 6-0 the following week.
Just like you.
That says only positive this season is we are 7th for not playing well. So if we click, we could go on a run. Ipswich are about as inconsistent as my Wi-Fi. I guess we sung it because we were top in Chatham and mid-table. We'll next time take form into account. It was a great day out despite the result. But Chatham won, great form, lad. And if you watched my preview, I did go in depth about everything. So clearly someone didn't watch my preview. Next time watch it, you might learn something. Although this time I have compared Wickham to Al Qaeda, so maybe don't learn too much about that. I also said it's Argyle against terrorism, so welcome to the anti-terror unit. Tomorrow.
And also that could come back and bite you on the ass as well. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Another loss.
Oh no, Charlie. I've called them Al Qaeda for a reason. It's not going to be an easy game, but if we win, we're snatching it 1-0, and they play disgusting football. I'm not saying we're smashing Wickham. I mean, this is fucking Wickham, for fuck's sake. But we did have this game, but it got cancelled for COVID. So, what a result. I'm really, really excited, and I've done very well in the prediction there. But moving on to Sky Bet League 2.
Who had the COVID stuff? Was it Wigan or
Oxford, which is a bit worrying considering obviously we played them, but luckily nothing come out of our camp at the moment. So it was Oxford.
It doesn't matter, Kenny. We are Argyle. We can sing what we want. I'm old enough to remember when both clubs were good. We are Argyle. We do what we want. Oh, crikey! But Charlie, Bristol Rovers 2-2 draw against Tranmere Rovers.
How the hell have you predicted the spot on, Niall?
Fair play.
I'm pretty sure. Did I? Even I'm checking.
You predicted the spot on 2-2.
No, I fucking haven't. I've put one. I said 1-0 Bristol, so I've put that in wrong. Even I looked at that.
I get the point.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Niall didn't predict.
Yeah, no, I even I looked at that and I went, I'm pretty sure I did not predict 2-2. No, I predicted 1-1. At least I'm honest when I make a mistake. I have got, but I only put myself with 4 points. We've all had fucking howlers apart from Charlie, but I definitely didn't predict 2-2. I can assure you of that much. But talk us through the game anyway. We don't need to go into an in-depth reason why I predicted what I've written. Talk about the game.
Yeah. Well, obviously, started off really well. Probably the best we started this season. 2 early goals in the first 15 minutes. Josh Grant getting his second goal in a space of a week. Another header. Then Nicholson got a goal. Pretty poor defending from Tranmere, but Nicholson got on the end of it and stuck it home. And then Tranmere actually started to play and come out. It was such a... That's what... The thing that pissed me off is the 2 goals we conceded were shocking. The first goal, they basically kicked it up the pitch, went down the right, crossed it in, and their wing back, fair play, is a great finish from a left-footed player. He just bent it in the corner with his right foot, and Harry Anderson, who's been class for us, it's annoying that we didn't have another right back or right wing back on the bench, because he would have probably played, because Anderson had just played 120 minutes. He looked fucked. And poor defending, but a good finish. And going into the second half, I thought we were okay, but you could see that, a lot of the players, again, they put a lot in on Tuesday, and but it's annoying. We still should have won. Obviously, we can see that again. Anderson lost his man from a corner. pretty much a tap in for Paul Glatzel. And then it's 2-2. We kept on going, tried to get the winner, but fuck me, Nicholson. Oh my God, what a miss! What a miss! It actually come from we brought Whelan off the bench, and he played a quality through ball over the top, and Finley had the ball. He crossed it in, and Nicholson was there like in the box. The goal opened, and he's just fucking put it wide with his left foot. And I'm thinking,
I saw the highlights from that. I saw the highlights. From that. I was like, wow, the fuck has he missed that?
It's definitely not our day. But I wouldn't say we. Kenny said we. I wouldn't say it's bottling it, because Tranmere only had basically Tranmere just took their chances, and we just give them the goals. I wouldn't say we bottled it. I know, obviously, people would say, "Oh yeah, we bottled it," but I just think it was a game too far. We've had good form recently. Obviously played 120 minutes and whatever. I still think it's a good point. I don't think we bottled it, but some people might say that.
Right.
I'll still take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Next up, St James's Park. Me and Charlie can walk away with a point. Aaron walks away with absolutely fucking nothing. Charlie,
I walked with my head held down.
Charlie, Aaron's biggest rivals, Exeter City, got 3 points against Carlisle. It's embarrassing when Aaron's biggest rivals are apparently meant to be our fierce rivals, but I actually had half a brain when I predicted this. But goals from Nobi and
you walk away with points. I walk with my head held down.
Goals from Nabui and Caprice for Exeter and Gibson for Carlisle, but it really all changed when Carlisle went down to 10 men. Mellish getting sent off in the 43rd minute really changed this game. But Charlie, Exeter City, they're not doing too bad. Currently sitting second in the league, 2 points behind Forest Green Rovers.
Is this their year?
Surprisingly, two teams that normally bottle things, so God knows what's going to happen this year. Is there anyone else in League Two that can take advantage of this? My prediction is probably yes, because these two are quite known for it. But Exeter not doing too bad, are
they? Mate, they're on fire. They haven't lost since the first or second game of the season. Only one loss. I know they've drew a lot of games, but hard to beat. Another good win. I know Carlisle have stepped up a little bit lately since Keith Millen come in charge, and they've looked a lot more solid. But still, and if from an Exeter point of view, it's good for them that other players that don't usually scored, because obviously Matt J didn't score and he's been on fire recently. But their right back Caprice and the other player, I don't know what position he is, but different players scored, which is also a good thing. And good win. Annoying. I usually do go for it.
Nobi is actually a striker, believe it or not.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
Nombe.
Nombe. All right, Nombe they got from MK, but good win. But Carl, not good for. Even though Carlisle managed to get a goal, it's not looking good for.
Fucking hell! They got Jonathan Grounds that used to be at Birmingham.
Nice.
Yeah, Grounds. Yeah.
Aaron, talk me through this one. Bradford, Northampton, Derek Adams.
Of course he copied us, didn't he?
How the fuck did we all know that?
You fucker.
Well, hold on. Me and Charlie got this right. Aaron, I'm half tempted to deduct points from you for copying. But Aaron, talk us through this one. Mitchell Pinnock for Northampton getting the goal in the 60th minute, but Bradford equalising with Vernham in the 67th minute. Derek Adams, not having the greatest time, has also got to play in a game against Exeter City because of the whole shambles in the FA Cup. So you've got to redo that one. They're sitting 10th in the league. Derek Adams, how long do you reckon he holds this out? Because I think everyone expected Bradford to be right near the top of the table. And they're certainly not there. They're mid-table.
Yeah. And sort of looking at Bradford's next matches, they've got Tranmere tomorrow. They've got Scunthorpe on the Saturday before that replay in the FA Cup. So, and after that, it's Colchester, Sutton, and Carlisle and Harrogate. So, right up until, the end of December when they play Walsall before that January fixture with Barrow, they've got fixtures with teams in and around them, if not above them, with a couple of teams below them if they don't pick up out of the next 7 league games, at least, I'd say 15 to 18 points. Derek Adams has got to go. He's got to go. If they go on a run now where they get 3, maybe I'd accept 4 successive defeats, he's got to be sacked. Bradford have got to sack him before it's too late, before they go out of that playoff race. Even though it's January, nearly,
Playoff race?
Because
but they're not in a playoff race at the moment. They're just mid-table.
No, but because of how close the points tally is at this stage, nearly halfway through the season, it's still quite open in League Two in those different positions. So Bradford are still technically in some kind of race. If they get to a stage where we need to sack him to get back into a race towards the end of the season, they've got to make that decision and be ruthless about it. Because, like I said, if you get 3 or 4 games now where they don't win, I would sack Derek Adams and I'd bring someone else in that's going to get you playoff football and get you playing the right way. If Derek Adams turn this around, fair play. But on the evidence of what I saw from the highlights of that match, I really don't see it. I mean, 11 shots, 3 on target compared to Northampton's, 12 shots, 1 on target. And they got that 1 on target in the back of the fucking net. Why aren't you beating these teams when they're getting 1 shot on target and it's their only fucking goal?
But the thing is, like, that's what happens. It's football at the end of the day. But I was also going to say, I know Aaron's touched on it, but I think they'll give. I think for me, Bradford, like, obviously we drew against them. For me, they only sort of play one way because they've got, like, quite a physical strikers. They usually only play it one way, and if you can defend properly, like if we could have defended properly against Bradford, we would have won. But obviously we can't. But they're sort of only like a one-dimensional team sort of thing. But I think they'll give it.
Welcome to Derek Adams. You weren't expecting a fucking plan B, were you?
No. I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised they didn't score many goals when they've got Theo Robinson, who couldn't score in a brothel, and I know that from experience.
Well, I think they'll give it to sort of mid-December. Give it the next 6 or 7, and like Aaron said, if they don't get, because if a lot, it all depends, but I think they'll give it to mid-December. If it's not changing, they'll get a new manager in a few weeks before the January window.
Yeah, because that's plenty of time then to get the transfers in and try and get that playoff race back on track.
Right. Next game, Newport managed to fuck it up against Swindon. Dom Telford got a quick equaliser after Finn Aziz decided to chuck it into his own net. And Jack Payne getting the winner for Swindon. That actually now puts Swindon in 4th. And Newport, though, down in 8th. But it's so tight. It is ridiculously tight.
It's mad, isn't it?
We can't decide the positions at this stage.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that 3 Harrogate, Newport, and Sutton are all they're all on the same points. Newport and Harrogate are actually on the same goal difference as well. So it's bloody tight for that last playoff spot.
I mean, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, Harrogate were like top 2 or 3, and now they're where Newport are. That's how quick things change.
Welcome to League Two. You'll see it next season. But Charlie, any quick thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm just happy that I got it spot on. But yeah, I tell you what, Jack Payne, like, what a player he is for this level.
How did we not sign him? How did Richie Mullins not sign Jack Payne?
Does everything have to? Do you know what?
But why would he go Donny for when he can have? Easy. When he can, innit? Why is he? It's always Donny. Why would he go to Donny?
That's my head.
He'd rather stay in League Two and try and get promoted out of the league. And fair play to Swindon. I mentioned their away form again, another win away, and fair play, man. Bloody Garner's he's got all the players in quickly, and they're a great team, and they're one of the teams to look out for. I think if they can, depending on, because I know they've got a few loans, but if they can keep the players and improve on it in January, they're probably going to go up either playoffs or automatic.
Yeah, I'll add him in once we've spoken about last game, so you can't talk about Doncaster or, try and get Doncaster in it. But Oldham versus Port Vale,
But
Clark
this
having a
game,
bit of a fucking howler, isn't he? Ever since he won Manager of the Month, he's majorly fucked it up a bit, hasn't he?
yeah, it's crazy. I cannot. This is the shock of the day in the EFL for me. Like
What?
Oldham, who were doing shocking, Port Vale doing amazing, and like since even I know the Bradford game, draw people expect it's still I think it's still a good point, but this is madness, and
This is an example of the Football League. This is an advert for the Football League.
this is an example for League Two.
Except the unexpected.
Yeah, League Two though, at least especially I know it can happen in all the leagues, but especially League Two. No matter what team, where you're bottom versus what was this? This was second bottom versus what?
Second top.
23rd versus third.
Yeah, there we go. So it's mad, but fair play to. They've looked a lot better though, Oldham. In the last, I know they drew in the. I know it's a different competition, but they drew against Ipswich in the FA Cup away. They only lost 2-1 at home, and then they go and beat Port Vale. I mean, they could be. Could we see a thing? I don't know, but it's great to try and get on a run and try and stay up. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Great win.
Absolutely. As Chris says here, bad result for Carlisle that Oldham managed to get an unexpected win, especially against a team that's third.
Yeah, mad.
But that's that. The league table, as you can see, Charlie is got into triple figures now, the 102. And yeah, Aaron's still bottom of the league. But
I'm only a
got
point
predictions
behind you,
to do.
though. So I'm only a point
we have got predictions to do, and I've got another podcast in 5 minutes, so if Aaron could stop interrupting, that would be swell. Yes, Argyle Wickham, Argyle versus Al Qaeda, Argyle against terrorism. That is the fixture for this one. I've said in my preview, this is not going to be an easy game, and it's not going to be a free-flowing attacking game. And don't expect it to be pretty. I'm just glad I can't actually watch it live, because to watch Wickham live is, yeah, I don't. It's like having your balls trapped in a vice and having someone punch them. It's bloody horrific. So I'm going to go 1-0 Argyle. Probably snatch it. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that we just get 3 points and fuck off, because Wickham are just, they are Al Qaeda. But Charlie, what about you?
This is tough.
Tell me about it. Watching Wigan,
it's just annoying because
Wickham is.
They're just they could just go there, piss off the Argyle crowd, just shit out a draw. I don't think Wickham, but I just because Argyle are back at home and I know they're great at home, I think they'll win 2-1. 2-1. Maybe tight, like you said.
Aaron?
Yeah, I think Wickham are quite a never say die team, but they're very shithousery as well. But like I said, Plymouth are back at home. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Argyle. They're going to go back on track.
I'll be surprised if it's a 2-0. We haven't got the same predictions, at least. That is a good thing. But next game is Bolton versus Doncaster. Bolton get battered everywhere they go, apparently, at the moment. Bolton, they're just shit. I'm going to go for a 0-0. And that's me being fucking generous to both sides, to be frankly. And if I could predict both teams to lose this, I fucking would. But I can't, so I'm going for a 0-0. Both teams to just be shit. Bolton, their manager, he's just had the humbling of a lifetime, which is absolutely brilliant, beautiful. But Charlie, what about you, mate?
To at the moment, well, I know for Donny are poor, just in general, but Bolton have been on a poor run since their absolute knob of a manager said, "Yeah, we're the best team in the league." Whatever. But
proceeds to concede 7 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, he's a twat. But even with a twat of a manager and a team that hasn't been doing well, they've got goals in them. When they want to, they can play well. And it's Donny, so I think Donny 0, Bolton 2.
Oh,
2-0 win for Charlie and Aaron.
Well, I guess it's called the injury crisis derby because Bolton have got 13 senior players available. We've got Bostock out and 2 separate unnamed injuries as well, and Close and Newell aren't back. So I'm going to go for what I said in my preview. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Donny win. I've got faith in this team today.
Hey, up the faith.
If Rose playing,
do you know what? Do you know what? I'm just numb to his shit footballing opinions now.
I mean, fair play if they do somehow magically win, but
it's Bolton's injury crisis that makes me think we'll get 3 points in the way we scrapped it against Lincoln.
Well, you can't even fucking score against.
We didn't score against Lincoln, but we put in a good heart performance.
Charlie, Charlie, just don't even entertain him. Let him just be a delusional wanker by himself. But the next game is. You're just delusional. It's fine, Aaron. I'm sure if you actually went to a doctor, that someone would probably have a pill for it. But this one, Shrewsbury versus Sunderland. Shrewsbury are shit. Sunderland are not too bad. I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Sunderland win here. I think they should do quite well. What about you, Charlie?
Wow. Well, funny enough, remember this last season when Sunderland went there and all their fans were expected to win. I'm pretty sure, did they lose this or they were like 2-0 up and they drew or something? So
I'm going to check it now.
It was hilarious, but I think Sunderland will win. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Sunderland.
2-1 win to Sunderland. Aaron?
Yeah, but to answer your question, Charlie, they beat Sunderland 2-1 on the 9th of February this year last season. So it was 2-1 win, but they lost 1-0 at the stadium a night before that. So
yeah, I remember they bottled it. Yeah, they were 1-0 up and their keeper
fucked it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go risky here. I'm gonna be a bit ballsy. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw because I think Sunderland will bottle it this week. I think they'll bottle it again.
Delusional comment number 2. So
it's not delusional. They bottled it last time at the Shrewsbury Stadium.
Shrewsbury were a completely different team that season, but okay. Moving on. Sheffield Wednesday. Shrewsbury were a completely different team. They're shitter this year. A bit like you. You know, you were near the top and now you're relegated. But Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough are facing MK Dons. Now, MK Dons in quite-ish... Well, they're near the top of the league. But to be fair, Wednesday are nearly there as well. I am going to go for a 1-1. Because, you know, Sheffield Wednesday have got a draw in them. And I don't know about MK. I just don't know about them. And if they could just get into a little bit of poor form before we have to meet them in in about a week's time, that would just be swell. So I'm going to go for 1-1. If it does finish 1-1, I'm a little bit more confident for MK Dons when we face them, considering we've put 6 past these wankers. But Charlie, what about you?
This is a tough game. I think this could be one of the best games this
could be the highlight.
Week. I don't know. I want to say a draw, but I just think MK Dons have got that extra bit of quality in their front line and their team. I'm going to say 2-1 MK Dons.
2-1 MK. Nat says Josh Windass is back. Chris says 1-1. Kenny says 1-0 MK. Nat says 2-1 Wednesday. Aaron, what about you?
I think MK Dons have got goals in them. Max Waters, I can say for sure, has got goals in him. That partnership's been playing well. I'm going to go for a 2-1 MK Dons win. I think Darren Moore's going to go one up and fuck it up.
He's just copying you now, Charlie.
I know.
Just watch out for that. Do you know what? I'm gonna ask Aaron first nowadays. It might be easier.
Let's do that.
Ipswich versus Rotherham. It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. Rotherham in really good form. Ipswich, you never know what's going to happen with Ipswich. Aaron, what's your prediction for this one?
Well, you know what? After what you just said there, Ipswich, you don't know what's going to happen to them. Rotherham in great form. I'm going to use that. I'm going to go 4-1 Rotherham.
Right. So now he's just copying what I. Right. So now I'm just not going to say anything before the match because then now I'm apparently I'm just helping him now. Come on, Aaron, don't let me down. 1-1 says Max, 2-1 says Nat. Kenny says 2-1 Rotherham. Charlie, what about you?
Wow, this game, man.
I don't know, mate.
Is Rotherham going to do to Ipswich what Ipswich did to us, and that's batter us?
I'm going to say. I'm going to say.
It's so hard.
Fuck. I'm going to say 3-1 Rotherham.
So one less goal than mine. So
3-1. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. It's actually a fucking tough game, you know.
Very.
It's like
I don't know why
it's like you said now. Rotherham can score for fun, but Ipswich, you don't know what they're going to do. I think they're going to get battered. Charlie thinks they're going to get battered. You might think different.
I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 Rotherham.
No clean sheet.
Yeah, I think they'll do that quite easily. Next into Sky Bet League 2, obviously Salford versus Bristol Rovers. Charlie, obviously, it makes sense to go to you first on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I will be going as well. I managed to get a lift, so I will be going. But still pretty confident. Salford obviously got a really good win on the weekend, beat Harrogate 2-0 away from home. I'm just hoping our players are back to normal and they've had a bit of a rest. We're playing our fourth game in fucking 10 days. But I'll just say 2-1. We won't keep a clean sheet. And got to watch out for some. Hopefully, Matt Lunn don't fucking score against us. He loves score and Ian Henderson. But yeah, 2-1, close 2-1 win to us.
4 games in 10 days. Is that what kind of League 2 schedule we have to watch out for next season?
Well, it's because of the fucking shitty replay. Even though we won, it still fucked us up. Because even though I predicted us to beat Tranmere, I knew this would be the game where we could. At least we didn't lose it. If it had been like 3 weeks ago, we would have lost that. But, yeah.
Aaron, prediction.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think Salford might shit out their way to a draw.
I would take a draw though.
I'm going 2-1 Salford.
Still a good
2-1 Salford. Wow.
How's that surprising? How the fuck is predicting Salford to win a fucking shot?
I just think Salford's form this year.
Answer that question. How the fuck is
form doesn't matter in League 2?
How the fuck is predicting Salford to win a fucking shot? Considering Salford,
form doesn't matter. Like Salford, and Salford are only 2 points behind us.
I was just about to say, how the fuck is that a shock? Like genuinely,
I think we don't lose.
And
Salford be surprised.
And Salford are at home. Like,
yeah,
I think it could go anyway. It could go anyway.
But then how? Right, so if it can go anyway, how the fuck is me predicting them to win a fucking shock? But I just thought you would have gone with Bristol. Moving on, Aaron, predict this game before you don't have a podcast to come back to. Colchester Exeter. And try not to do a shocker here.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Exeter win.
Fucking hell! What a shocker! What a shocker! Unbelievable! How the fuck are you doing that?
It is from Aaron's point of view, considering they're fierce rivals.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, I think Exeter have been in better form. Got to hold it up to them.
No fucking shit, Sherlock. They're fucking second. Fucking hell! I quit. Charlie.
To be fair, Colchester, even though even though we bottled Colchester because we had 9 men, they're shit. And I think Exeter should, and I say should because we know how League Two fucking mental it is. But I'm gonna say 3-0 Exeter.
Yeah, I'm saying the same here. God,
Just don't bottle it, Exeter, because this could be the game where they bottle it and lose or draw or something. But
would not surprise me. Would not surprise me. Leroy says 5-0 Colchester. I hope. Yeah, well, at least that makes sense. He put I hope. I also hope for similar. I hope for similar, but you know, the head's telling me otherwise. Forest Green Rovers versus Barrow. Aaron.
Oh, is there a shock on the cards? No, there isn't. 2-0 Forest Green.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ. Charlie.
Well, I'm hoping, and I've said hoping, I'm hoping Barrow batter them because we've got Forest Green away on Saturday.
So you want them to be a wounded animal when they play you. Smart move.
Oh,
Smart move.
Yeah, you know, batter them, get their confidence low, and whatever. But now I'm going to say,
and then they lick their wounds and absolutely smash you to shit.
Probably, yeah. We're probably, we were probably going to get fucking smashed, but at least I won't be there. Well, I saying at least I wanted to go, but I couldn't get a ticket. It sold out within like a day.
Wow.
Because it's only like half an hour up the road.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocking. But I'm going to say comfortable 2-0 win, I think, to Forest Green. 2-0 Rovers.
I am going 3-1. I think Barrow will get a goal, but I think 3-1. Kenny says 4-1 here. Leroy says me too now. Moving on to the second to last game, Swindon versus Hartlepool. Swindon sitting 4th, Hartlepool sitting, I'm not telling Aaron. Predict the result.
I'm going to go 2-0 Swindon. Easy win, easy 3 points. 2-0
Swindon. Charlie?
Oh, this is hard. I'm saying it's hard because
that's what she said.
Yeah, very. But if it because do you know what the weird thing is? Most people probably don't know this. Swindon's home form is actually really shit.
Yeah.
It's only because their away form's like excellent that they're doing so well. But Hartlepool have looked poor, really poor, since they've lost their manager
Stockport County
to Stockport,
which is a great buy for Stockport.
Yeah, if you can take them up, that is. And they don't bottle it with all their, money and Sarcevic and fucking Paddy Madden in the conference. But I'll go 2-0 as well. 2-0 to Swindon as well.
You're copying me, Charlie.
I'm gonna just throw a spanner in the works and say 1-0 Hartlepool, just for banter. To be fair, well, might as well live life on the edge of danger. And then the last one is Sutton versus. You can tell because you're nearly at the end of the fucking cliff that I'm about to chuck you off. But Sutton versus Mansfield. Charlie, we'll start with you on this one. What's your prediction?
Oh, this is tough. Shays.
Are you trying to be like Aaron now? Or are you gagging for a smack as well?
There is only one.
It is tough though. It is. It's one.
You don't need another me.
Oi, Chandler, be careful before I headbutt. Right, I'm coming to Keemo. I will headbutt you. I'm gonna bring a bike helmet just for the time so I don't hurt myself. I'm just gonna headbutt you.
I think
wearing a bloody carbon. What, getting a headbutt? Well,
no,
one you
don't need another one.
Aaron, if there was two of you, I would have quit a long time ago for sanity reasons. Indiana would have to fucking host this. But Charlie, once you've stopped thinking how tough this game is, care to give us a prediction?
I'm just going to say, to bring this out of nowhere, I've just looked at a comment on my last video, and someone said, "Sort your eyebrows out." Too. But no, I'm going to say 2-1 Mansfield. They've been on 2 wins in a row. I think they'll make it 3.
Yeah, I agree with you there, 2-1. Aaron, try not to copy
quickly, quickly, well done, Mansfield, for selling out the away end in the FA Cup match at our ground. They've sold out 2,300 tickets. They're applying for an extra 1,000. Amazing.
Fucking hell.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Mansfield win. I'm going 2-0 Mansfield.
Thank God he didn't copy us.
Well done for selling out the eye.
They sold out 2,300, maybe even an extra 1,000. That's amazing.
Mate, it's fucking down the road, mate, and they're a massive club.
Mansfield.
They're bigger than Donny, so yeah, I'm not surprised.
They're not exactly down the road, are they?
It's not that far.
No.
Not going to
not further than London or Devon, but it's not. It's not.
It's about an hour and a half, so I'm not surprised.
That's still
Kenny
pretty decent.
Kenny says no Carlisle game. I think it's because Carlisle are playing. Yeah, they're playing Harrogate. Yeah,
Not really. Not really an interesting one.
I want a spice. Well, no Doncaster game is interesting. But you know how far they travelling? Like 2 minutes. But that's that. I've got to go on to another podcast. So I'm a little bit late. When
What's
I say
your
late,
prediction
15
for
minutes.
Mansfield now?
Oh, 2-1. I
Oh,
already
yeah.
said.
Oh, look, Aaron, listen. Even I was wrong, right? The distance is 33 miles. So
That's not bad.
I'm not. That's fucking. It's like 40 minutes. So no wonder why they sold out. Jesus.
Fair enough.
Right,
Decent.
but,
if we have less fans than Mansfield, though, that's embarrassing.
You will have.
Shut up. We're going to wrap that up because I've got to go onto another podcast. I somewhat enjoyed that. Fucking didn't. Give me a hole in my head any day. But yes, we'll be back on Thursday, reacting teas and then previewing the weekend games.
Come on,
you know, shut the fuck up. Come on, terrorism. That's Wickham, by the way. You know, I'm so
Yeah, come on,
excited for that
Wickham.
game.
Come on, Wickham.
Yeah, big up Wickham, fucking wankers. Yeah, you can find me on Let's Talk Premier League doing the weekly review show at 9. You can find me on Monday Talks Football once I finish this. But Charlie, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, One Rovers Vlogs on YouTube and at One Rovers Vlogs on Twitter.
Aaron?
Yep, Aaron_Chalner on Twitter, Aaron Chalner official on Instagram, Coach Chal and Forever Football DRFC on YouTube. Come on, let's get the win tomorrow against Bolton. Come on!
Bolton, up the Bolton. Go on, Aaron.
Nat says, cheers, lads, up the hours. Thanks, lads. So yeah.
Come on, Bolton.
Basically, that's that, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Doncaster shit.